Hello everyone, and welcome to the review of the Eken H9R action camera. This is a product from the budget category or economic category, and I'm telling you that because although the camera is rather good and does good video, it's also not expensive, and it comes with a pretty nice bundle, so you get a lot of accessories with it. And it's a camera that I will recommend for a beginner if you don't need special things like real 4K resolution or things like that. I must say that although on this camera it's printing here 4K, this camera will do 4K interpolated, such as a lot of action cameras on the market. You may not be aware of that, but there are a lot of models that do this kind of let's call it fake 4K. And I've talked with the producer and I asked them, why do you print 4K on the box if the camera will not do real 4K? And they told me, you know, we have action cameras in China that sell for $10 or $15, and they print 4K on the box, and all the people on the world are buying them because they have 4K. And our camera, although if it doesn't have 4K and we don't print 4K and it's cheap, it won't sell, although our image is sharper and better. So you must be aware of this 4K. It's not real, and it's not real not on this model but on a lot of models. And you must put a question when you buy a 4K camera, because micro SD card, which is capable of 4K recording, actually most of the times is more expensive than the camera itself, which is interesting, because you buy a action camera for 20, 30, 40, maybe $60, and the micro SD card costs is something like $50 or $60. So you cannot record 4K on a camera that it's cheaper than the SD card that it needs to run on. So moving on with our Eken here, I'm going to take it out of this pretty box which resembles the GoPro box, and there it goes. It's nice that they have this thing here. You can always rip it from the box and repurpose this plastic plate on other do-it-yourself projects, which I really like to do. So the camera comes with a waterproof case. This is rated for I believe 30 meters waterproof, and also the camera has some nice features such as Wi-Fi, so you can connect it to the mobile phone. It has HDMI output, and it comes with a lot of accessories and optional accessories which I have in the box. And also this camera is capable of doing live streaming on iOS and Android, which is a very requested feature nowadays, and a lot of action cameras do not have this capability, so this one may do that just fine. So let's move on and let's see what we get in the box. First we'll do a quick look around, then we are going to power on the camera to see how it goes and if it connects to the Wi-Fi. So in the box we get two smaller boxes, and there we go. We have a remote which comes with a protective tab here to not discharge the battery during transport. We get a manual here which describes how to use the camera. It shows us how to install it on different situations. It also gives us some information regarding the space, the card, the recording time, and so on, about the battery, and it also shows us how to do live streaming with the app, and it should work on Facebook and YouTube, which is nice. Now let's see what else we get. So we get zip ties and steel wire for hanging it. We get this open frame, adhesive pads. One is curved for the helmet and the other one is flat. Of course, screws and pivots. a bicycle mount or handlebar mount, a tripod adapter, another quick release clip, and it's nice they have included this silicone locking thing. It's a thing that it's also used on GoPros, because when you clip this, sometimes it may shake into the clip here, so you are going to clip this like that, and in some difficult situations this thing may have a bit of movement, so you can use this silicone and it will not only hold it better, but it will also secure it from getting detached accidentally. So that's very nice. And another adapter here for monopods, tripods, and so on. And of course backup removable waterproof case which has openings on this size here for capturing sound. This is very good, for example, if you use this on a motorcycle during good weather, when it's not raining. You are going to get sound and you are not going to get wind noise, and it also protects the camera. This case will protect the camera from dirt and still have sound, because the waterproof case will remove most of the sound. And in this other box we get a micro USB cable, a velcro with a strap. Oh, that is for the remote. And we also get a small tripod, and this will go to the remote and will make it like a watch, which is nice. So I'm going to pull this tab here, and the tab is removed, and that's nice. It comes with battery and it works out of the box as it's supposed to. Now moving on to the camera, let's take a quick look at its design. I have already pre-installed my micro SD card, so it does not come with a card, you need to buy that, but most action cameras come without an SD card. Here it has a micro USB port for data exchange and charging it up, and also micro HDMI interface, so you can watch the videos from the camera directly on your TV. It has two buttons here, one button here, and one front button here, and that's about it. It also has a large 2-inch screen. Some action cameras have a smaller screen on the middle of the camera. This one has actually a larger one. And let's see what battery powers it up. And the battery has this nice tab, so you can pull it out easily, and it's 1050 milliamps battery, 3.7 volts, so regular lithium ion battery, and it has these curved sides. Judging by the weight of this cell, seems to be rather good, because good cells are a bit heavier than bad cells. That's an opinion I have on lithium ion batteries. You can judge their capacity very easy by their weight. So let's try to power it on. So it has enough battery, and there it goes. Full HD, 60 frames per second, clear image, sharp image, shows us remaining space on the micro SD card, battery level. So this is the main menu. It shows that we are in recording mode. So if I press this power and mode button once again, it will go into photo mode and shows us the number of recording pictures it has on the micro SD card and the remaining number of pictures it can take. This is the resolution, and if I press it again, now it's in burst mode, so if I press the shutter once, it will take more pictures. And this is the time-lapse mode, and if I press it again, yes, I can go into settings, and with this button I can enter the menu. So let's take a full menu walkthrough. So first option is video resolution, and we have some options here like Full HD 60 frames per second, 30 frames per second, 4K and 2.7K resolution, and also 720p, which is the old HD, not full HD resolution, but that can be taken in 120 frames per second, which is nice because you can make some really nice slow motion videos with it. Loop video recording, you can enable or disable it, but it doesn't show an interval for it. Timestamp, you can enable or disable it, or you can select date or date and time. I usually use this on off. Exposure, this is the exposure value compensation. It's very nice because you can tweak it as you want to, and it's very useful in some situations. Photo resolution, you can go up to 12 megapixels, but I must tell you this camera uses an omnivision sensor, and that sensor has a real resolution of 4 megapixels. Yet again, this thing is related to that fake 4K thing I was telling you at the beginning. So a lot of producers want to add some strange resolutions here to believe that, wow, this camera at $10 it's the greatest on the market. No, it's not. So on this camera you can go with 4 megapixels and it will be just fine. Higher resolutions are only wasted space, so you don't need that. Burst photo, you can enable or disable, and if it's on, it can take 3 photos. So when you are in burst mode and you press the shutter button once, it will take 3 consecutive photos. Time lapse, you can set the interval at which the camera will take one snapshot. So the lowest is 2 seconds, the highest is 60 seconds. Continuous lapse, I don't know what that is. I'm going to test that, and let's see what we have further. Power frequency is related to your local power network, 50 or 60 hertz, so that will remove flicker in some situations. Language, let's see, we get a lot of languages here: Korean, Japanese, Russian, and so on. You can see French, Italian. Okay, I'm going to use mine in English. Date and time, of course, you can adjust date and time here. Sound indicator, this is really nice. You can set shutter sounds and beep sounds for the menu or pressing the shutter. You can adjust this volume, which is good. Further on, upside down, it's image rotation, which is very useful in some situations when you install the camera upside down. Screensaver, it's the time after which, regardless of the camera operation mode, if it records or not, it will shut down the LCD screen. This is useful because it saves some more power. Power saver turns the camera automatically off when it doesn't have any kind of activity. This is useful. Example, imagine you are traveling with the camera in your bag. The power button is pressed accidentally, it will turn on, it will not record, but if you have this power saver turned on, after 3 minutes it will shut back down and it will save battery. Format is for formatting the micro SD card. Reset takes the camera to default settings, and this is the version where it shows the firmware it's running on currently. Now let's do a quick test of the Wi-Fi option. On these two side buttons here, if you press up button, it will go into playback mode, so you can select here video playback or photo playback or settings. So this is quick mode to playback the recorded data from the camera, and if you press the down button just like that, it will enable the Wi-Fi. So waiting for Wi-Fi connection here, and from my mobile phone I should see the camera here. So there it goes, Eken H9R. It has connected. I'm going to turn off my mobile data because most of these kind of apps do not work with mobile data. And easy iCam, allow, yes, I'm going to allow. shows us some commercials here regarding new products. So let's connect. And I'm going to enable location access because it wants it to, and we can select my device from this list. So I'm doing this the first time together with you, and it should be connected now. Let's see, and there it goes. I have image from the camera. I must say that I'm impressed because it not only has small lag, but it's almost like non-existing. It actually is the fastest Wi-Fi connection I have seen on this kind of action camera, so it's almost lagless, and I'm really impressed about that, because not even on $200 action cameras you will get this non-existing lag, which is very nice. So let's see what we get in the settings. So it shows us that we are in automatic white balance mode. It shows the Wi-Fi strength, battery, and on settings it shows us that we are auto white balance, power frequency, app version. Alright, so you can turn on or off the video recording, switch the working modes. It also can show us the already taken photos with the camera or videos, so it can browse the camera directly from the app, which is of course very useful. And let's see, of course you can change the resolution, it's full HD, so the app works very fine. Let's see if it works on landscape. Yes, it works on landscape, which is very nice. You can do some really nice builds, use the phone as a screen, and put the camera on a tripod or on a gimbal, and it's a very nice thing to have. So yes, the app not only works fine, but it has the most options that you need on this kind of action camera. And of course these settings are changeable, so you can change on the fly the white balance, the power frequency, and so on, which is yet again very useful. Another interesting feature is the zooming option. This camera has digital zoom, and you can zoom in or out using this slider, which is yet another interesting feature. Of course, digital zooming is not the greatest when it comes to quality, but there are some moments when you would like to get some closer details of an object, and you can use this, so it comes in very handy, and it's nice to have here in the app, so easy to access. And that's about when it comes to the app. If you go back, it will disconnect, and let's see what we get here. So you can get news, video editing. So it also has a built-in video editor, video cropping, so you can cut videos as you wish to, and you can make an account and connect to the producer and so on. It also accesses the gallery. You can download the photos and videos to your phone. You can change from here. If you use multiple cameras, you can select them from this list here. So the app works rather nice. Let's also do a quick test of the remote. So the camera is still connected to the wireless and the mobile phone app, and I wonder what happens if I press, for example, the picture button. Does it do anything? No, it says here Wi-Fi connection ready, so probably I need to close this, and I'm going to shut down the Wi-Fi, pressing the same down button here. So Wi-Fi is now off, and let's see if I press the photo button. Yes, the camera will take photos now. Let's see if what does it do if I press it 2 times fast. It works almost instantly, which is very nice. And if I use the video button, it will change the working mode, and it's now on video and records. If I press this button one more time, it will turn off the recording. So the remote works very nice, and you don't need to use another button to change the modes. If I press, now I'm in video mode, if I press picture mode, not only that it switches mode, but it also took one picture. So that's is very handy to use, and it's very well thought, because on some action cameras you need to first change the mode and then use the same shutter button. This is rather nice, so and simple to use. I want a picture, I press the picture. I want a video, I press the video button. Before ending this first part of the review, I must say that this camera is somewhere placed around the SJ4000 Plus model. This is a model that is less known, and it's a way more improved version, if I can say that, when it comes in comparison with the old SJ4000. So this Eken H9R not only looks similar with the SJ4000 Plus, but they perform a similar way, and they are very good budget action cameras, and also they share the same size, which is nice, because you can use accessories such as batteries and even waterproof case. So if I take this battery cap off, I can use the battery from the SJ cam. The SJ cam uses lower capacity battery. This only has 900 milliamps, but it will fit the Eken. It will go in, and I can also use the waterproof case from the SJ cam. So you can see it's an Eken inside the SJ cam case. So the cameras are identical when it comes to size. This means more compatibility with accessories, but they also perform in similar way. So this makes it a really nice camera, because the SJ Cam 4000 Plus sadly is not built anymore. They only sell the older versions, the SJ 4000 without a plus, and that is sad, because the plus version is actually 2 times more powerful than the regular version. So this will perform just like that. So this is way over the SJ Cam 4000 without a plus. So this was my first part of the video review for the Eken. The second part of the review will be released soon, and that will include a lot of tests with the camera, video samples taken in different situations, and hopefully I'm also going to compare the video from the Eken with some other similar action cameras, but we'll see about that. It's more important to get an idea of how this camera performs, and I can tell you from now that I have tested this camera in real life situations, and it performs very well for its price, because this is very cheap, very stable. You can count on it. So there are very cheap action cameras, when you press the record button it will record 5 minutes and die away. No, this will not do that. Press the record button and it will work just fine without any kind of issues, and the video footage looks very good for its price. So it's what I call a daily use action camera. You can take this with you every day. So imagine you are traveling to work and want to take a quick snapshot or take a picture, take the camera out, take a picture, and so on. Not a great value of money, so you won't be sad if something goes wrong with the camera and you destroy it or lose it, but it also performs very good, because of its hardware. So I highly recommend it because currently it's one of the best value to performance action cameras. So it's cheap and performs good. You are going to see that in the video footage I'm going to upload soon in the second part of the review. Until then, bye bye.